Well, I mean, if you want to look on the bright side. No! Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Astros. I'm here to talk about Game 2 of the regular season where the Astros lose 7-1 to the New York Yankees. And we're there. We're there. It's 2 games in. I can't believe we're there. But, like, we're there. We're there after 2 games. The season started like 27 hours ago. A little more than that, but not much. What's it, about 12 o'clock right now? So, you know, math. About 32 hours ago. Maybe 30. No, yeah, 30 hours ago. We're there. What was good? Briefly. What was good tonight? Javi looked fantastic. That was coffee on shirt Javi, if I've ever seen it. 6 shutout innings. I think he had 5 Ks, only gave up 1 walk, couple of hard hit balls. He was great. Javier looked dominant. Very, very good night out of him. Pena looked good again. Made some hard contact. I think he had a couple of hits. That's good to see. Diaz had a couple of hits, if I'm not mistaken. Yiner. That's it. Like, that's it. That's it. Because as soon as Javi leaves, like, your starting pitcher, the guy that you hope could return to that elite form, does. Incredible. And he gives you 6 shutout innings against a really good team. Really good team. And your bullpen comes in and... Listen, I said it in the prediction video that I have total faith and confidence in the final 3 guys. And that has not changed. I still think Brady is going to be great when he comes back tomorrow. Hader was great in his inning. Presley had 1 inning where he wasn't good. But I'm not ready to write him off. Because it's 1 inning. And so you might call me a hypocrite for what I'm going to say for the rest of the bullpen. But here's the thing. Presley had a bad game yesterday, but as recently as last year showed that he can be really, really good. The rest of the bullpen is a hodgepodge of thrown together parts that you're hoping can work. And I don't know, man. Like, look around the bullpen, right? Look around the pen, especially the early and middle relief. Who do you trust? Like, the Astros are a team that's going to make the playoffs, as sure as God made apples green, we all say. And the window never closes while I'm here, says the owner of the team. So, playoffs are obviously the thing that you're talking about. Okay, cool, let's do that. It is Game 5 of the ALDS, or it's Game 3 of the Wild Card Series, or it's Game 7 of whatever it is. And it's the 4th inning. Your starter's been knocked out. Which reliever on this team do you trust to go out there and pitch till you get to the 7th where you get to go Presley, Abreu, Hader? Who? Who's giving you clean innings? What the answer to that is nobody. Quite literally nobody. Of the pitchers the Astros have used in relief in the first 2 games, Josh Hader is the only one to have a clean inning. Not even talking about a scoreless inning or of the relievers to not allow runs, which the fact that you're 2 games into the season and you're down to 1 reliever who still hasn't given up a run is bananas. That's insane. Like Presley, Montero, Mushinski, Scott, everyone in the pen's given up runs, and we're 2 games into the season. Like, you're putting Mushinski out there in Game 7 for middle relief. That's what we're doing. That's where we'd feel confident. You're going to throw Montero out there in the ALDS in Game 5. That's where you'd feel good. It's beyond that they're, you know, oh, well, that's a bit of a weak spot. You might have to improve. They can't get outs. And it's not that they can't even give you, like, oh, you know, bad innings where they give, like, a run. No, guys. It's meltdowns. And here's the thing. We're talking about, like, we come into the season, and it's, all right, well, you know, when the deadline rolls around, it's probably going to be, like, maybe a back-end starter, but probably, you know, middle and early relief that the Astros are going to have to go for. We're so... No. The deadline. The deadline. Brother, bring it in here. The deadline? That's in August. They've got to stay afloat. They've got to be above water to think about that. You can't look at me right now and tell me that the way... And again, this is the whole, you can't live game to game with the baseball team, Wes. There's 162 games. You're going to lose your mind. Brother, that was gone years ago. You can't look at me right now and tell me, from what we've seen, that the bullpen is even usable. You want to make the playoffs, you've got to call about relievers right now. And I'm not trying to, like, overhype it. You need to. We're beyond the conversation of, well, when we roll around to the deadline. No. Now. Like, now. Then we get to the offense / the mental, and you might be laughing at me for talking about the mental of this team when I sound like a crazy person. The offense was awful. 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position. 99% sure. Like, just terrible. You put him on base to go stand there. Like, get a little extra sun, I suppose. I don't really know. And it was bad. Like, this is the most catastrophic start to a season I've watched. In my time watching, in my time making videos, it's the worst start they've had. No doubt about it. And, again, I understand how, in the grand scheme of it all, in the thought process of it being a 162-game season, how irrelevant 0-2 is. You're going to lose back-to-back games a bunch of times in a 162-game season. The best team in baseball is going to do that. The second best team in baseball is going to do that. The best team in baseball history is going to lose back-to-back games a few times. I understand that 0-2 is not a death sentence. It's the fact that you take a 4-0 lead in Game 1, and then below that, 5-4. Then in Game 2, your starting pitcher goes out and dazzles one of your stars on the team. One of the bright rising players goes out for 6 innings and completely slams the door shut in the other team's face. You give them one whole run of offense, and then the bullpen comes in and can't even make it look respectable. Like that, it's not a matter that they lost. They didn't even look. It wasn't respectable by the end of it all. It was a shellacking. Like the Yankees pantsed, wedgied, tarred, and feathered the bullpen. They did. It was that bad. And the reason all of it is concerning is I don't know who dad is on this team. Because you look around, I don't know at this moment in time. I had my gripes with many players over the years. And even as most recent as last year, I had my complaints with Martin Maldonado, I had my complaints with Dusty Baker, and I feel that I was legitimate with both of those. But the one thing I always maintained with the both of them is that Martin Maldonado was a leader, and that as an individual, I adored him. Same with Dusty Baker. I questioned a lot of his managerial decisions. Liked him as a person. They could go in there. And following last season, I'm not sure that they necessarily would have in the context of last season, which was, you know, kind of the hangover from the World Series. But now, you might have gone too far in the opposite direction. Who's dad? Who's going to go in the locker room following these first 2 games that are embarrassingly terrible and light them up? Like, the leaders on the guys that have been here the longest, it's not going to be Altuve. He's not the yelly person. He never has been. It's not going to be him. It's not going to be Bregman. Like, Jose Abreu hasn't been here long enough to do that. He doesn't have the right. Diaz was named the starting catcher this season. His first day as the actual starting catcher of the Houston Astros was yesterday. Pena's a toddler. Tucker is just the quiet surfer dude. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, there's nothing wrong with all of these individuals being individuals. The problem is when you look around, you're like, oh, like no one on the hitting core is going to actually sit him down and chew him out. And like pitching staff, I talked in the live stream, maybe Verlander, but does he have it in him now to like do that and be that guy in the locker room? The other one that was thrown around, McCullers, which like, I understand that Lance is beloved in the locker room. Players like Lance a lot, and they respect him a lot. I love Lance McCullers Jr. to death. He is maybe my favorite Astros pitcher of all time. He hasn't pitched in a year and a half, guys. October of 2022 was the last time he pitched for this team. You think he can right now walk into the locker room and yell at him? Because I don't know that he can. The other one was like Presley, but Presley? Like, I'm sure that he is another beloved face in the locker room. But the reliever going in to do it? Like, it's not a matter that I don't think a team could come out of it. I don't think it's this doomsday scenario. The things that concern me is that the bullpen looks borderline unusable through 2 games. And I don't know who's going to walk in there and slap people around and be the dad and say, smarten up. And again, I'm probably going to get lit into for being so knee-jerk and, oh my gosh, calm down, kid. It's game 2. What are you doing? You got to wait till it's game 50. These are reaction videos to a game. The game that was presented to me stunk. I don't doubt that they will probably fix it. I don't doubt that they will probably go get something to fix the pen, and that eventually, if multiple of these things happen, and there's another couple of bad games, that someone, even if they don't necessarily feel the most comfortable to, will eventually stand up and yell. But the question I have right now is, hey, following 2 games, it's not just been bad, it's been a Hindenburg. What are we going to do about that? So the Astros play tomorrow at 7:15 Eastern, 6:15 Central. The Yankees are going to send the protagonist of reality, at least according to him, Marcus Stroman to the mound, and the Astros are going to send Hunter Brown to the mound. I'll be here afterwards to talk about it. I'm not going to stream. Hopefully that's it. Hopefully I'm the problem. And I'm not going to stream it, and hopefully they win, and that's all it was. And I just will never stream again until the playoffs where the bad luck doesn't happen. That game, again, 7:15 Eastern, 6:15 Central, and I'll be here afterwards to talk about it. But as for right now, that's all I have to say. So if you enjoyed the video, please consider to like and subscribe. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day, and as always, go Stros.